All right. I want to speak to you all about something that is really baffling me. I want to talk about something. I read something the other day. It says one of the President Obama's closest advisors said that the administration is hardened by the decline in black unemployment, but added that much more needs to be done to solve what has been a long-standing problem in communities of color. Okay, and it basically says that in an interview with BET, said the administration is undertaking a wide and varied approach to lowering the high unemployment rate in the African American community. But BET added that it will continue to take time for the president's initiative to take hold. Uh, Sounds good. Fine. We're trying to find some way to fix it, but I'm just trying to see where's the real point of the reality here when it comes to African Americans. African Americans, before we can fix any problem in our economy, any problems in our financial situation, we have to start buying more from each other. We have to be able to find a way to have some type of financial means of developing businesses. We need to have more access to capital. That's important. We need to have better systems set up to help us fix credit so that we can get these things. But more importantly, we need to start supporting black businesses more. That's what we really need to do. We need to start hiring within our communities and hiring the people who we see every day who come and patronize us. We need to do that because that is the only way that we can really start to get a handle on our unemployment issue. It says the report by the Labor Department stated that unemployment among black men declined from 15.7 to 12.7%. Similarly, it says the unemployment rate for black women dropped from 13.9 to 12.6%. Now, they can talking about what dropped and what fell and what went to the side. It is much lower than any numbers you can put on the screen, because if you actually go to the communities, you can see the decline in unemployment and the amount of people that have been laid off or the amount of people that do not have jobs. And this is due because they have put so many things into place to keep certain people from working. Like now everything requires a background check. Everything requires fingerprinting. Everything requires you to go and make sure that your records are clean before you can get a job. And I disagree with all that, and we need to find some way to make this go away, because there's a lot of good people who have risked around on some unfortunate situations, and then there's a lot of accusations on people that turned out not to be correct. But I find out that there's a way to keep people, certain people, from being involved in certain type of employment. I noticed that. I happen to work with a company to where every time someone comes through, you've realized that their salary amount is over $80,000, and it's one of them type of things to where it is not African Americans that are doing it. So we really need to start supporting ourselves and keeping our monies in our community and get that taken care of first before we spread out. So I know it's an easy thing to say, but it's a hard thing to realize, because every day you see it and you know that it makes sense. Even in the film world, if you look at the film world, so many directors are crying and so many actors are crying that they don't have any work. Well, I know there's a lot of African American filmmakers who can get together and do just as Warner Brothers did when they started. Four brothers started, and they started from scratch. They came from different parts of the world and meet in one spot. They came up with an ideal and they worked and pushed it. And nowadays it's easier to do that because there's more money. There's accessibility to many different things. So people crying, but no one comes together. We don't come together to make it happen. So we don't have African American actors and African American directors and African American big studios, because we just don't come together to do it. You look at Tyler Perry's fighting with Spike Lee, and Spike Lee's fighting with him. Tyler only teams up with Oprah, and Oprah only teams up with him. And I think if all these people got together and just started a big production company that produces African American films, and not all African American films, it's just that you'll be able to have a position to put a lot of people to work, and African Americans can start being a very big part of this process. I think there's a lot of things that we can do if we put our heads together instead of fighting with each other, because money is just a piece of paper, and that piece of paper that you have can change lives, but we hold on to it and we make it seem like it is something that we can take with us when we pass on. We cannot. Everybody's going to die broke, no matter how rich you live. So while we're here, there's so many positive and influential things we can do to just make people's lives better, to share and to pass it on. And that's the way I see it. You know, I tell everyone I don't never want to be so rich that I can't help someone. And that's just the way it is. I'm going to die broke because that's what I plan to do. But I want to have a lot of money so that I can share it around a lot of people, so that when I do pass on, everything is still left to help somebody else, and someone else. So as far as jobs go, with here for the president is talking about we need to find out how to increase jobs and get better jobs. Well, the president really can't do that much for us, to be honest with you. We got to do it for ourselves, and then the president can help us while we're doing it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and if you have any comments, you can comment with it. And if it's the truth, it's the truth. If it's a lie, it's a lie. But there'll be more parts 2, parts 3 to this. I just wanted to start this dialogue, and thank you guys for listening to me, and hope everybody understands what I'm talking about. Peace out.